Okay. So tonight we were making fry bread tacos. The fry bread recipe is actually Erin McDowell, Food Network catcher on the Food Network app. She has amazing recipes. And then the rest of it's kind of mine. I'm just making it up as we go. So we're going to start off with the taco filling, pretty much. I'm going to add in, my pan is not as hot as last night. That's exciting. I'm going to add in a little bit of olive oil, and I'm going to add in this ground beef. Seems like I need a wooden spoon here. And I just want to brown this up and get it pretty much deep, dark, golden. That's going to get a lot of flavor in there. So we're going to turn it up a little bit. We're going to season it with a little bit of salt. And I have my oil going over here that I actually cooked the falafels in yesterday. So I'm reusing that oil. That's why there's like some little bits in there. While this meat is browning, I'm going to add some spices because when you add spices to a warm pan, that kind of wakes them up. So we're going to add a little bit of ground cumin. I'd say 1.5 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons. Some smoked Spanish paprika. Again, this is what I have in my pantry, so I'm just kind of making my own taco seasoning mix here. A little bit of chili powder. About a teaspoon, 2 teaspoons. I'm going to add in some more vegetables too. So we have onions and peppers that I cut up already, so you guys don't have to be bored watching me cut things up. So I made my fry bread dough already, and I'll be sure to post that recipe. But I'm going to, we're going to roll it out together, and then we're going to fry some as we need it, because there's only 2 of us. We're not going to be eating, you know, a million pieces of fry bread. So we're going to let this brown up. I'm going to chop up actually a garlic clove as well, because I forgot to do that. And then we're going to roll out the fry bread, which is right here. So the fry bread actually consists of all-purpose flour, some melted butter, and a lot of baking powder for a little bit of leavener, and some water. So you guys probably have everything that you possibly need in your pantry to make this fry bread. So I just need a nice little like rough chop on the garlic, and our fry bread's going to have a little bit garlic infused into it. Okay. Is anybody watching? Oh, okay, that's exciting. Great. So let's make our fry bread. So we have a lot of dough here. Okay, so we're going to cut it into about 12 pieces. So I'm going to cut it in half, and then each half becomes 6. So while I'm working with the halves, I'm going to treat it as any other type of dough. I'm going to cover that up, and let's cut it into 6 pieces. So we'll do half again, and then thirds. It's always challenging dividing up dough. All right, so I'm gonna kind of roll these into balls over here, put them in the corner, and we are gonna roll these out. You wanna get these to about a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna dust my board with a little bit of flour, and you wanna get this to about a 1/4 inch thickness. As you can see, this dough is really nice to work with. That melted butter. You could also use, so there's 6 tablespoons of melted butter in here, but you could also use lard, like melted lard. Okay guys, so we're gonna roll this out. I'm putting it into vegetable oil that I have heating up over there. So I'm gonna try to keep it round because I have it in a round pot that it's going into. I don't really have a massive Dutch oven of oil going right now. Looks like I got a little tomato seed in there. That's fine. And then once we bring over this first thing of dough, we can check on our beef and see where it's at, because we want to give that a stir. So we actually went to the store to get cilantro today, and it turns out that I didn't realize it is Taco Tuesday, and everyone decided to make tacos and needed cilantro, so that was exciting. We had to go to 2 different stores. Come with me over here. Our meat is browning up really nicely, and I just want to kind of, just for time purposes, I am going to move that meat over to the side and let that keep browning. But I'm also going to utilize this other part of the pan. So I'm gonna add in all these vegetables. We have our onion, our pepper, our jalapeno, our garlic. Beautiful. And we want that to start cooking down. I'm gonna season it with a little salt. Remember, season as you go. Always build that flavor. And turn that heat up a bit. And I'm gonna, again, keep that meat on that side. It's all gonna cook together anyway, doesn't matter. Just a recap, guys, for anyone that's joining us, we are making fry bread tacos. It's gonna be really delicious. We have ground beef going in the pan right here. We have a little bit of white onion, jalapeno, red bell pepper, and garlic, and we added in smoked paprika, cumin, and chili powder. So that's going, and right now we are rolling out our fry bread dough. So with this guy that we have rolled out, as you can see the thickness of it, it's about a 1/4 inch thick. Check that out. What we're gonna do is just do a little mark, a little indentation right here. That'll get lost in the frying, but that's really gonna protect us from getting a potential steam burn. Let's do this nice, pretty round first. So we are going to drop this in. Remember, when you're putting something in oil, drop it away from you, always. And it's gonna puff up. Careful. This is perfect. See what's happening here, guys? The oil's at a really nice temperature. We're getting really beautiful, big bubbles happening. That excess of leftover stuff from falafel is not gonna hurt this. I'm gonna get it off at the end. But what we're looking for is golden brown. So we want this is really massive. But we want this to ultimately get nice and golden brown, and that's gonna happen about 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna see if I have... next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our the rest of our base to this, because we want to have a lot of flavor. Our fry bread's gonna be super delicious, but we also want our taco to be yummy too. So again, we have ground beef, white onion, red bell pepper, jalapeno, and garlic in here. And that's browning up nicely with all of our dry spices. To this mixture, I'm gonna add a little bit. I have some leftover tomato paste the other night from some pasta that I made. I'm gonna add in some tomato paste. I wish I had some chipotles and adobo, but I'm gonna add a little bit of muti tomato puree. I'm gonna use this tomorrow on another recipe. Just a little bit. Perfect. All right, let's check on this. I think it's ready to flip. Yeah, that's perfect. There's the flip we want. You guys see those bubbles? Those bubbles are exactly what we want. That looks so awesome. It's almost there. We're gonna keep that going for a second. Let's check on this. This looks really nice. We kind of have like a chili feel going on with this taco. This is perfect. And you guys can see how quick that came together. All right, guys, this one's done. So we're gonna take this out. We're gonna drain out that oil. This with a little bit of salt. Do you guys have any questions? Put in some requests that you want me to make something. Okay, this is looking really nice.
A lot of questions. Great job. Oh, God.
I have a lot of questions?
Yeah.
What other questions?
What's a non-fried dough alternative?
Oh, a non-fried dough alternative.
Why don't you make the oil hotter so the bread fries quicker?
Well, okay, great question. Oil is not going to be hotter, mainly because I don't want the outside to fry and the inside not to fry. So that's a good question. So the oil should be around 350 degrees always, or else you're going to have a very doughy inside. You could do corn tortillas with just masa harina, a little bit of warm water, and then press them out and do corn tortillas and do them on a flat top instead of frying them. You could also do flour tortillas. Great alternatives.
What ingredients are in the bread? I thought it's just dough.
Well, it becomes dough. So it's called fry bread. So the ingredients that are in the bread and in the dough are all-purpose flour. I'll be sure to post the recipe. All-purpose flour, baking powder, salt, unsalted butter melted, and water. So most of you guys probably have all that. So to start, my plate is really small. I'm gonna need a bigger plate. What's that? This. A little bit. Still make it. Oh, so make talk going on. I'm gonna add some cheese. You can't have tacos without cheese. Got it, it's under me.
Can you use gluten-free flour?
Yes, totally. You can totally use gluten-free flour. I'm gonna do a little bit of cheese on top. We are going to do, let's do sour cream next. Little dollop. That's really pretty, so let's do some dollops of guacamole. Okay, now time for some salsa. Oh, Maddie wants to be part of the show.
Any tips on making guacamole?
Yeah, secret ingredient, coriander. Some ground coriander in there is really nice. I obviously add some cumin, lots of lime juice, lots of cilantro. I literally got given like an entire box of cilantro at Fairway, which was so nice. Last but not least, we're gonna add in some of our pickled onions. And guys, I'm not gonna take a bite of this because it's too pretty and I need to get a picture of it. Oh, and then we can also do a little squeeze of a lime. Oh, it seems like my cameraman's taking it away from me. Okay, squeeze of a lime, and yeah, this is our fry bread taco. It's looking really yummy. So thanks so much for joining me at dinner time, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow.